There comes a moment in every social gathering where things take a turn. You're holding a drink, minding your own business, perhaps even enjoying yourself, when suddenly someone claps their hands with entirely too much enthusiasm and says, "All right, everyone, let's go around and introduce ourselves." And just like that, the room dies a little. You can actually feel it, a collective sinking, shoulders drop, eyes lower. Somewhere in the distance, a man quietly reconsiders every decision that led him to this exact chair. Because now we must all participate in one of society's strangest rituals, the introduction. Now on paper, it sounds harmless. You say your name, maybe something about yourself. Simple, efficient, civilized. In practice, it is none of those things. The first person begins. There is always a first person, usually confident, suspiciously confident. "Hi, I'm Kevin." Kevin says this as though he expects applause. Kevin will not be getting applause. Everyone nods politely, as is tradition. Kevin sits down, satisfied. Kevin believes he has contributed something meaningful. Kevin is wrong. Because by the time the second person starts speaking, Kevin has already been erased from human memory. "Hi, I'm Laura." Lovely Laura. Gone. Then comes Steve, then Emily, then a man who says, "I'm Tom, but people call me T." Nobody calls him T. Not a single person in that room will ever call him T. He will remain Tom forever, mostly because nobody will remember either name. By the sixth introduction, something remarkable happens. The room enters a kind of polite coma. People are nodding, smiling, making eye contact, but absolutely no information is being processed. It's like watching a group of highly trained actors perform the role of interested humans. Inside their minds, however, a very different conversation is happening. Don't forget your own name. That's the real danger, because as your turn approaches, panic sets in. What is my name again? You've known it your entire life, but under pressure, it suddenly feels optional, uncertain, a vague suggestion. You rehearse silently. "Hello, I'm..." "Yes, that sounds right." And then it happens. All eyes turn to you. This is your moment, your grand contribution to the circle. You clear your throat. "Hello, I'm Eric." A pause. You feel it didn't land. So you add something. "I exist." Excellent, strong finish, memorable, philosophical, completely unhelpful. You sit down, questioning everything, and it continues. Because we are not done. Oh no. Somewhere along the way, someone decided that names alone were insufficient, that what this ritual really needed was depth. Let's also share one interesting fact about ourselves. This is where things truly collapse, because now ordinary people are being asked to produce something interesting on demand, under observation, with no preparation. The results are devastating. I like coffee. I enjoy walking. I once went to Spain. Spain. Incredible. A groundbreaking revelation. Historians will want to document this. Every now and then, someone tries to be clever. I once ate a whole pizza by myself. That's not interesting. That's Tuesday. But we nod. We always nod, because the system must be maintained. Now here's the truly fascinating part. 15 minutes later, the ritual has achieved absolutely nothing. You turn to the person next to you. You have no idea who they are. You watched them introduce themselves. You made eye contact. You nodded. You may have even smiled in what you believed was a meaningful way. Gone. All of it. You attempt recovery. "Sorry, what was your name again?" They smile, relieved. Oh, thank goodness I forgot yours too. And just like that, we arrive at honesty. Brief, beautiful honesty. Two people admitting that the entire exercise has failed. Now compare this with how humans naturally identify each other, not by names, but by stories. That's Peter, burned toast so badly he set off the fire alarm. That's Linda, killed a cactus. A cactus. These things stick. Nobody forgets Linda the cactus destroyer. But Linda? Gone in seconds. It turns out memory doesn't care about names. Memory cares about absurdity, about small human disasters, which raises an important question. Why are we still doing this? Why do we gather perfectly capable adults, sit them in a circle, and ask them to perform a ritual that has a near-perfect failure rate? Tradition, of course. Tradition is just peer pressure from the past. And we obey it, because nobody wants to be the person who says, "No, I will not be introducing myself. If you want to know who I am, observe me, draw conclusions." That would be far too efficient. So we continue. Name, nod, forget, over and over again, until eventually something unexpected happens. A real conversation begins. Someone makes a joke. Someone complains about the coffee. Someone admits they don't understand what's going on. And suddenly, people connect. Naturally, effortlessly, without the help of the ritual. Names return almost by accident. Good point, Eric. Ah, there it is. Recognition. Earned, not announced. Which makes you wonder if we've had it backwards all along. Perhaps introductions shouldn't come at the beginning. Perhaps they should come at the end. After the conversation, after the laughter, after you've actually become, in some small way, memorable. Only then do you say, "By the way, my name is Eric Saul." And at that point, strangely enough, it might actually stick. Or not. But at least this time, it feels like it made a bit more sense.